Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Veronique. In this space what I do is I test makeup for a mature skin. I'm 49 years old and what I have found on my makeup journey is that products that I have really loved when I was younger don't seem to work so very well for me today. I also have found that one of the products that I really have battled to find that works is a concealer. So in today's video what I'm going to do is I'm going to test out 11 concealers and let you know which ones are the best and which ones are the ones to avoid. So without any further ado, let's get into this video. So just right off the bat, just to let you know what the conditions of my wear test was, I made sure that I put my concealer on every morning and I made sure that my face had been cleaned exactly the same way. I used the same face wash and toner. I made sure that my under eyes are nicely hydrated. I used my eye cream, which is from Skin Functional, the tricopper peptide. Made sure that my skin was moisturized, so I really enjoy this one from Cetaphil, as well as making sure I'm protected with my sunscreen. I love this one from La Roche-Posay. I also decided to do my concealer first thing before I do my foundation, just to make sure that there was absolutely no products underneath my eyes other than my skincare, because we know that the more product you put there, the more prone it is to creasing. What else can I say? What I also did is on one side of my face I set the concealer with a powder. I used Huda Beauty's Easy Bake and Snatch. This one is definitely not an affordable brand, but it is by far the best setting powder that I have found to work underneath my eyes. So that's what I did with that. The wear time I found was between 7.5 to 8 hours every day. So yeah, I think it was a pretty comprehensive wear test. Let me show you what the results were. Alright, in the very last place, I'm not going to rank them all because there were ones that just didn't work, but the very worst was this one here by Sheglam. This one I got off of Shein's website. The only thing that I quite like about this product is the applicator. I enjoyed what the brush looked like. But in terms of the application, I'd say this product is very full coverage. It takes a while to blend in and it settles into your fine lines almost immediately. By the end of the day, I found that the product had broken apart on both sides. In fact, the product started to break apart after about 4 hours of wear. So definitely not worth your money. Don't order that one. The next one up that didn't work was the Catrice Liquid Camouflage. This one I found it was a lighter consistency and a lighter coverage. It is buildable, but what I did find is that it creased almost immediately. By the end of the day, the product has worn off on my inner corners and has creased on the outer corners. So this one wasn't a good one either. Next one up is going to be from Yardley. This is their liquid concealer. This one had a very limited shade range, which was a little bit disappointing. It's quite a dry consistency, but it's very full coverage. And once you blend it in, the finish was absolutely beautiful. It looked very, very natural. But unfortunately, it doesn't wear very well. By the end of the day, the powdered side was definitely far more broken up than the non-powdered side. You can see the blue circles through my eyes. And on the non-powdered side, it definitely did collect in the fine lines. So this one I'd also say is a skip. Next one up is Wet n Wild's Incognito. This one I got at Clicks. This one is incredibly pigmented. The tiniest bit goes a very, very long way. It covers and spreads very well and it dries down very quickly. By 3 o'clock in the afternoon, this product started to wear off, and by the end of the day, you could see the blue throughout my eyes. The product definitely did not hold up well on my skin. Also from Clicks, the next one up is the Revolution IRL Filter Finish. This one, this one went on very nicely. It is a buildable one. I used 2 layers of this one. There was no creasing and it had a very natural finish. But by mid-morning, I found that the product had actually worn off on the inner corners of my eyes, and by the end of the day, the product was pretty much worn off my face. It didn't last at all on my skin tone. Next one up is from Palladio. They had a very nice shade range, I will say that. It's very light consistency and it unfortunately does not build very well. So if you don't have any blue under your eyes, maybe you would enjoy this formulation, but I have got blue under my eyes and I found that the product pulled when I tried to put the second layer on. By the end of the day, I found that the product had worn off on both sides, powdered and not powdered, and the not powdered side definitely did settle into my fine lines. Next up, for one that did not work so very well for me, was Rimmel's Multitasker. This one has got a thicker consistency. I really enjoyed that. It is very full coverage. A small amount goes a very long way and it dries down very quickly. What I did find at the end of the day is that the product definitely did wear off on both sides, and it had settled into the fine lines. Lastly, the one that didn't work for me, unfortunately, is L'Oreal's Infallible 24-Hour More Than Concealer. This one is very full coverage. You definitely don't need a lot of the product, but what I found is that it settled into my creases almost immediately, and by 7 o'clock in the evening I found that it had worn off on both inner corners, and the powdered side had definitely settled into my fine lines. So those ones are the ones that didn't work for me. The ones that did work, I've got 3 of them. So first one, so number 3 is going to be this little chap here from Essence. This is the Stay All Day 14-Hour Long Lasting Waterproof Concealer. I didn't test the waterproof side of it, but this is the little doe foot applicator. I really enjoyed using this concealer. I'd say it's a sheer to medium coverage consistency. It is definitely buildable, and it works incredibly well with the powder. In fact, it works much better with the powder than without. With powder, by the end of the day, there's no creasing. I have really enjoyed this, and I really like this shade, and this one is called Light Rose. So if you battle with blueness under your eyes, you may enjoy something that's got a little bit of a pinker undertone. It's actually what I'm wearing today. Number 2 for me was from Maybelline. This is the Instant Age Rewind. It comes with quite a cool applicator. It's a little sponge. This one is a fantastic product, I must say. I found this one incredibly easy to use. It has very good coverage. It blends and covers very well, and it works incredibly well. No creasing with the powder and without the powder. I really enjoyed this one. I was quite surprised. Number 1 is going to be my all-time favorite. It came out on top, and that is going to be my, also from Maybelline, so they seem to slay in this game, is the Super Stay Active Concealer. This one is a 30-hour wear, not that I've ever tested the 30 hours. I really enjoy the doe foot applicator. It's also a small one. It's easy to use. You can really pinpoint where you want to put your concealer. It blends very easily. It is very buildable. You can build it up to a full coverage if you want to, and it works incredibly well with powder, and you can see that there's absolutely no creasing by the end of the day. Well, that is it. 11 concealers tried, 3 that work. I wonder, is there something that you use that I haven't tried? I'd love to know. Won't you let me know down in the comments? I always like to try something new. But that is it from me for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, won't you give me a thumbs up? And if you haven't already, please would you consider subscribing? It would be so awesome to have you as part of the community. I will catch you in my next one. Bye.